What's happening, Hexo traders and investors? It's Rod with the Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. Hope you're having an awesome day. Hope you had a great weekend. Today's Monday. Happy Monday, July 11th. And in this video, have had quite a few questions lately about this, about Hexo and the NASDAQ, whether or not we're going to see a reverse split or an extension similar to Sundial, which Sundial is going to be doing a reverse split more than likely later on this month. They have a meeting on July 21st where they're going to be seeking up to 10 or maybe a 25-to-1 reverse split. So the Hexo isn't the only one. I'll go over my thoughts and opinions on this. I do think there's a less than a 1% chance that Hexo will delist from the NASDAQ, but we know that they already have shareholder approval, and we'll look at some technical analysis real quick as well. But I wanted to do a quick video and give everybody an update, as we should have some form of update from Hexo on this shortly. But before we jump into it, though, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe and tick the bell to be notified on any future updates. Taking a look at the BNN Bloomberg article here. So the company has until July 25th to have its shares close at or above $1 per share for a minimum of 10 consecutive days to regain compliance. And we know that they already pitched a 14-to-1 reverse split. So if we take a look here, if they have until July 25th, tomorrow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we only have 10 trading days. So if we close underneath $1 tomorrow, then essentially it's inevitable that we're not going to regain compliance. But again, we know that Sundial received a 6-month extension, 180 days. So that more than likely, I think they're going to seek an extension, which would push it out to about January 25th. And we know that we have Chuck Schumer dropping a potential bill second week of August, and then potential for safe banking. And then we know that the CPG partners, Molson Coors Caliber, Fortune 200 partner, it's going to be in edibles. First edible is going to be to the SQDC. They said sometime between now and the end of summer. And if that comes out as well at the same time, and the broader market starts to find a bottom, and we at least come up for a weekly lower high and monthly lower high on the S&P 500, it could be all systems go, and we could see some huge momentum. We know Germany and New York are going to be coming on recreational as well into the fall, potentially. Well, it's tentative at the moment, but it's looking like that is the case. So we could see a huge move, in my opinion, but we know that they already have shareholder approval. They've already received shareholder approval to do a 14-to-1 reverse split. So again, in my opinion, more than likely going to get an extension, and then that would push it out to July 25th, and they would have tons of time to regain that compliance. And worst case scenario, they already have the approval from shareholders to do a 14-to-1 reverse split, right? Again, Sundial looking at doing a 10 or potentially a 25 reverse split for one, so they're not the only ones at the moment. And again, I think that the chances of delisting are less than 1%. Also, holding steady at number 1 says Tony XL, market share in Canada and set to gain from new products launched in July. Hexo, so we know we have 13 new drinks with Truss. I did videos on that. You can check that out. We know that they launched the Readies Plus. They have the new Ready to Roll from Redecan, a couple new strains as well. And they've got new Redibles. We're going to see a huge bump up over the next few quarters, in my opinion. But you can see here, Hexo is a clear number 1, followed by, it looks like, VFF. And this is just for Alberta, BC, Ontario, and Saskatchewan. So that's why you're seeing a little bit of an unexpected jump from other competitors. Next, followed by Cron and Oxley. So Hexo is still number 1, and I think it's going to remain that way for quite a while, to be honest. But yeah, I just did a video on Tilray Brands. I did a video on Canopy. Sundial, again, Sundial has a meeting come up on July 21st, so this month, where they're going to seek approval to do a potential 10 or a 25 for 1 reverse split. And again, not the only one. We'll watch Sundial, and then, like I said, we'll likely see at some point in the next, maybe as soon as this week, but maybe next week at the latest, we should have an update from Hexo on whether or not they've got that extension. I think that's going to be the most likely scenario. But again, if they don't get an extension, they could easily do a reverse split up to 14-to-1 because we already have shareholder approval. So we'll be watching. That could give us a little bit more downside as well. We know that MJ's stocks right now are struggling. We know CGC, I just did a video on that as well. It met its bear flag target after its dilution news. You can check that video out, but essentially it had a target of $2.33. There's also a weekly bear flag on Tilray targeting $2.25 USD. You can check that video out. There's a bear flag on High Tide. High Tide just had some massive news. I just posted a video as well. Been pretty active here after hours, but essentially their subsidiary Blessed CBD is now listed on Amazon UK. So that's huge news. Stock was up about 15% after hours. We'll see if that can help the sector, but we know Oxley had a weekly bear flag as well. High Tide, Trulieve, Tilray, CGC, right? All these names having multiple weekly bear flags. Hexo was a weekly bear flag here as well. When we bounced, we had to get over 43 cents in that 0.32 fib level to negate the weekly bear flag. And then once we lost support here at 23 cents, we confirmed the weekly bear flag, and the target is 14 cents USD. Charting the NASDAQ ticker here. So we are potentially targeting 14 cents, and it'll be all about the low there at 19 cents. If we lose 19 cents, the all-time low, then we're likely heading down to that 14 cent area. And like I said, it increases the odds because of the fact that CGC is confirming its weekly bear flag, likely heading to monthly oversold. Tilray has a weekly bear flag on watch as well, and it did confirm it, but only by about 2 pennies. So we'll want to see Tilray lose $3 in order to be convinced that we're going to see that weekly bear flag play out, and it's targeting $2.25. So it's not looking good across the sector at the moment. We are losing the low of the previous week here on Hexo as well. So it's all about 19 cents support, and then we'll be targeting on the downside about 14 cents, which would give us a new all-time low. But in order to really start to turn things around, we know that we're likely going to need some sort of catalyst, right? Whether it be CPG partner announced soon, whether it be Chuck Schumer dropping his bill into the second week of August, or whether it be some sort of safe banking progress leading up into the fall and the midterm elections, right? We know that Congress is likely going to be motivated, and the Democrats specifically, to hold their position in the Senate. The majority of the Senate, they'll like to get something passed before then, right? Because they really haven't done anything ever since they got put in there. And really taking control of that Senate. But on the weekly time frame, we're still bullish on the MACD. That's one thing I've noticed on Hexo that's really standing out. We're starting to see some huge volume as well. Usually volume precedes price, and we are seeing a bear cross of the stochastic here, but it is potentially it's very close to, we could easily see that turn bullish. And the 10-week moving average there at 24 cents. We also have the 50-day moving average at 27 cents, and then nothing until the 50 weekly moving average there at 103. So again, I've been saying this for a while now, that I think that we're likely going to see maybe one more leg down on MJ, and we typically see a summer lull, a drop off in activity, and then into the fall, we know New York and Germany set to legalize as well, and safe banking, potential for Chuck Schumer dropping his bill, and potential for new CPG partner at some point between now and the end of summer. They should have products, the first product to the SQDC, like they said, and it's more than cookies, granola bars, it's other food products as well. So very exciting. And like I said, we could see a little bit more downside, but again, it is looking like we could potentially be nearing a bottom in MJ. But again, we know that we can always go lower. This is just technical analysis, and like I said, it's all about probabilities, support, and resistance. But the fact that we have multiple weekly multiple weekly bear flags, and we have these inside bars across the sector, we're going to see this tightening range break, and whether or not we confirm weekly bear flags across all of our other names who have yet to confirm it as well. But the fact that CGC, Oxley, all these other names are confirming weekly bear flags like Tilray, it's increasing the odds that we could see another leg down for Hexo and pretty much the whole entire MJ space. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Pow Group. Appreciate it. If you could like the video, share it with anybody that may find value, and we'll see you again on the next update.